Detroit Lions fans, you got a lot to look forward to in this NFL draft. 2 picks in the first round, and I think we're all settled on who the pick's going to be at number 2. The question is, what do they do with those later picks?
We said coming into this draft that the Lions would love to come away with a quarterback developmental piece down the line, linebacker, an edge rusher. To me, the only position that I look at and go, well, that's pretty settled for you. Offensive line, you have a very good offensive line. And I think your running back situation is settled. Everything else, just take the best player available, accumulate talent, and get guys that fit the Dan Campbell culture.
Well, how does at ESPN draft nerd Jeremy Greene lay it out here for the Detroit Lions at pick number 2 overall? It is Aidan Hutchinson, the edge rusher out of Michigan.
To me, I think they overplayed their hand here of, we're not sold on him, to see if they could convince Jacksonville that, well, there's things that we don't necessarily like. And then the Trayvon Walker thing broke, and they basically went, we would run to the podium to put in Aidan. Mm-hmm. And they should. It fits the culture of the team. I don't think edge rusher is the biggest need for this team, but he's the best, safest player on the board that I know is going to be a usable piece. People over-exaggerate that the Georgia tape. Here's the thing. They just had way better players. He was easy to fixate on because he was the best player on the team. So it's not like they went directly at him. I mean, they did at times. Mm-hmm. But that's one tape. Go back and watch Nick Petit-Ferrer, Ohio State tape, and tell me that this guy should not go in the top 5.
At number 32 overall, the bookend of the first round of the NFL draft, this is where you've got a quarterback going to him, Kenny Pickett.
To me, I think Detroit tipped their hand here, too. We don't have to have a great quarterback. We just have to have a smart quarterback that can take care of the ball. Well, that's Kenny Pickett. So to me, you get the 5th-year option on him here. You've got Jared Goff, who you can trot out there to begin with. Let Kenny Pickett learn the ways of the NFL. I think he has a very safe floor. I've said I think worst-case scenario, he's a back-end starter in the NFL. I just don't know that he has that upside. Well, if you look at the way Detroit's building this team, I don't know that they care. They look at it and go, will you turn the ball over? No. Okay. That's why I have them taking him over Sam Howell, who I also know that they like.
In the second round, number 34
this
overall.
This is such a value pick.
Top of the second round, Devin Lloyd, the linebacker out of Utah. Most people have had him going in the first round.
Yeah, he ran slow at the combine, didn't look necessarily fluid, and then that leads people to break down the tape and go, well, he doesn't cover all that well. Nobody blitzes better than any linebacker I think I've ever seen. Phenomenal player, very much fits the Dan Campbell culture, would be an immediate impact player, harassing quarterbacks, can hold up against the run. I think he's more physical than he showed at the combine, and to me, this would be one of those picks that I just chuckled and went, yeah, that's an A+.
2 picks in the third round for the Lions, 66 overall. You got him taking David Bell, the wide receiver from Purdue.
The hate on him is absolutely insane to me. This is a guy that we were talking about the back end of the first round. And then Christian Watson, who I'm not sure can actually run a route in the NFL, has somehow passed him because he's real tall and real fast. Okay, you should probably start scouting players at the Olympics if you're looking for just tall and fast. David Bell is a football player. To me, comes in as the 3rd wide receiver right away. Compliment to Amon-Ra St. Brown and DJ Chark that you brought in on a 1-year deal. This gives you a very formidable receiving core. And you look at that and go, okay, running backs are good, offensive line's good, got one of the best tight ends in football. Okay, hey, it's a nice setup for Mr. Pickett where you don't have to do a lot, other than the fact that the defense is not particularly good.
At number 97, let's add to the defense here with a safety out of Cincinnati, Bryan Cook.
Love this kid. Started at Howard, was a 0-star recruit, had no offers, and then wound up at Cincinnati, and he was just an enforcer on that defense. He projects as a box safety to me with the multiplicity to play out and actually cover. Very super talented, super good kid. Every person I've talked to throughout the process just raves about the kid himself. Not even talking about the on-the-field thing. Just this is a kid that you want in your locker room. And you add in the fact that he's pretty damn talented. Great pick at the end of day 2.
On day 3, the Detroit Lions have a pick in the 5th. They got 2 picks in the 6th, so the ability to add more talent here.
Watch you can see the picks on the screen there. Player to watch, Ali Fayad from Western Michigan. People undervalue how important it is that teams very close to colleges know more, have better intel, have better relationships. Ali Fayad, to me, is one of those late sleeper players that we could ultimately see in that Elvis Doomerville type role where can you be a down in, down out guy? No. But can you come in and absolutely terrorize quarterbacks? Yes, you can. I love him to the Lions and would be one of the values of the draft to me at 177.
Extra points to the first one who comments, but what about a cornerback for the Detroit Lions? We will be covering every NFL pick in this draft starting tonight right here in the Ingles Studio. We'll have all the instant analysis from at ESPN draft nerd Jeremy Greene. We'll be fully interactive. Your comments, questions, all of that answered live.
Team grades, my expansion team, all of the things you threw me off when you said corner.
Sorry.
Yeah. And what's funny is I gave you a corner, and then everybody bitched about it, and now there is no corner. There's an undrafted free agent that we're going to talk about in day 3 of the draft that might be that last pick that I know they like.
Okay.
But join us. The link to the stream is in the description of this video. We're going to drink beer, tell jokes. This will be just like watching the draft at a bar with your buddies with no risk of a DUI.
And the Sportsocracy, again, always comes to you from the Ingles Studio. Ingles Supermarkets, low prices, love the savings. Hit that subscribe button. That gets you into our chat for all 3 days of the NFL Draft. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene, and we'll see you tonight.